This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Hey there, friends, and welcome to another installment of Wolfpack All Access presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm your host, Mike Stephenson. Boy, it was a wild week for the Nevada men's basketball team. After two strong wins at the Charleston Classic, the Wolfpack returned home after 8 days off and took a gut-check loss to Washington State, Nevada's first non-conference defeat at home since 2021. After what head coach Steve Alford called a disaster of a game, the Silver and Blue had a chance to get right Saturday at Loyola Marymount. Our Alex Margulies has our coverage of that contest from Los Angeles.
Nevada's quest for a bounce-back win comes up flat here at LMU. Nevada carrying over their poor offensive performance on Monday against Washington State into the first half of this one, hitting only 26% of their shots, eventually finding themselves down by as many as 19 points before mounting a furious second-half comeback, actually taking the lead at one point in the second half, but could not hit any shots in the final 6 minutes of this contest for a very frustrating 68-64 loss. Let's check out the highlights. Back early on, working it inside with Brandon Love. He would score the team's first 6 points, but LMU would get hot from the outside, led by Alec Merkvladaze. He would knock down 5 shots from downtown, and things would boil over for head coach Steve Alford, who takes his first technical of the season. The Wolfpack would trail by 10 at halftime, shooting only 26% from the floor. And the Lions would come out hot in the second half, an 8-0 run, including this take from Will Johnston. Nevada down by as many as 19 points in the second half, but would finally start to see some shots to go down. Justin McBride, the sophomore, off the bench with the triple. Then it's Kobe Sanders feeding KJ Himes for the slam. A few minutes later, how about McBride again hitting his second shot from the outside? Pack make it a single-digit game. Fast forward, it's McBride again. He would tie the game, 55-all. The Wolfpack rally to take the short advantage after this bucket from Brandon Love, 58-57. But the Lions undeterred, and Nevada's offensive woes resurfacing down the stretch. Nevada goes without a field goal for the game's final 6 minutes and dropped their second straight contest, 68-64, the final.
Coming up, what the head man had to say after the Wolfpack's tussle with the Lions. Alex chats with Steve Alford next on Wolfpack All Access. Back here on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, and continuing our coverage of Nevada's game at LMU. Once again, here is Alex Margulies with head coach Steve Alford.
Coach, how do you explain that one?
Yeah, just another really bad start. Bad 25 minutes, 7 minutes, and then played really well. Proud of the bench. I thought our bench worked hard, tried to do what we wanted to do, both offensively and defensively, and that's why it's probably time for some changes. You got to shake it a little bit when you've lost 2 in a row, and I just really proud of them to be down 20 and they get us back to a tie game, even take the lead. I think for maybe by 1 or 2, and then. We come back with the regulars and we lose the last 3-minute game, 4-minute game. So it's just it's frustrating, but you got to be able to handle the heat. You got to be able to handle the pressure of the situation, and we're just not doing that right now, and we've got to figure out how to do that. And our bench really gave us a spark tonight, and I'm proud of them, and I think that's going to help us down the road for sure. And so we'll figure out what we can do better on Wednesday. We got a really good South Dakota State team coming in. I think they're 8-2. They're really, really good. So we've got a big test ahead of us coming, and we just got to try to, all you can do is try to get better. And we had signs today of, I thought our guys played harder than what we did on Monday, which I don't have to be talking about that, Alex. They should know that by now. And that's why, I thought we had better practices this week, and we competed in practice. And I thought we competed tonight. We just a really poor shooting performance. At the rim and from the three-point line, and we couldn't make enough shots and we couldn't get enough stops.
You started the season one of the most efficient teams in the country, shooting almost 50%. In the last 2 games, really just haven't been able to find that same kind of connection, especially in the first half, and you shot about 25%. Right. What do you think is the offensive just kind of hurdle you guys are going through right now?
Well, I think we took some tough ones. You know, we're going off one leg a lot at the rim, which makes no sense. And then we got, you know, we're shooting with our wrong hand sometimes at the rim, which doesn't make a lot of sense either. And then we just missed, I thought we missed some open looks. And I don't mind open looks miss. That's, you know, a game like this, Alex, where you don't shoot the ball well. That's why I don't put a lot of onus on whether you make shots or not, as long as they're good shots. I put onus on when you have a bad shooting night, can you defend? And our defensive efficiency was 113 tonight, and we have 3 kills. It's not going to get it done, whether you're at home or on the road. You have to be able to guard at a much higher level, and we've got to do a better job with coaches because we got to hold them accountable and in practices maybe more, and then obviously in the game. And I think part of that is going to be, you know, we got to change the lineup. We got to figure out how we can start games better and faster and doing the things that we want to do, especially defensively.
You have mentioned a couple times now playing South Dakota State. What do you think just kind of stands out the most about their game?
Well, I haven't studied them that well. I've seen enough scores and who they've played, and I know how good they are. And we played them. We played them in South Dakota about 2 or 3 years ago and got smacked by them. So it's a very good program, and they guard, and they're very quick offensively, and they share the ball and they make shots. So it's going to be a very, very good test on Wednesday. And we got watch film tonight, and then we got to get better. Monday and Tuesday, you get better for a Wednesday game.
Last one. Obviously, you've been doing this a long time. You've been through, you know, a losing streak, whatever you want to call it, losing 2 games in a row. What do you feel like is the message to your team to try and kind of right, you know, this last week and turn it around?
Yeah, just get tougher. We got to get tougher. You know, I just think we lost that edge. I thought we were way tougher in Charleston than what we've been since we've come back from Charleston. And sometimes bad performances, especially offensively, can soften you, and you can't do that. Whether you make shots or don't make shots, find different ways of impacting a game. There's so many ways of impacting a game other than just scoring and making shots. And guys, I think, will learn that now that they're going through it, because we got high character guys, and I know they're going to continue to work. They worked awfully hard this week, and they didn't reap the rewards of it. And now we got to strap it up again and work hard this week in practice and try to benefit something on Wednesday.
All right, thanks, guys. Later on in the show, we have got more hoops coverage as I sit down with Kobe Sanders. But first, signing day has come and gone, and there are over 20 new Wolves who have put pen to paper to join Pack football. We break down the class and hear from head coach Jeff Choate next on Wolfpack All Access. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. National Signing Day arrived last Tuesday, and with that, a 26-player class for Jeff Choate and Nevada football. All but one coming from the high school ranks. In total, 12 are on offense, 13 on defense, and 1 is a special teamer. The class also includes 5 local products. Here is Coach Choate breaking them down.
You know, talking a little bit about Joe Birnbaum, young man from Truckee. Like, this guy, like, he just exudes enthusiasm and energy. We're going to start him off at running back. He can play a lot of different things. I just think he's, you know, again, a kid from a winning program that is all about what we're trying to build here at Nevada: toughness, grit, and kind of a local hero type of kid. And he's got awesome energy, and I'm excited to get him going in the program. Jackson Ramsey, a walk-on from Bishop Manogue, who I think has the ability to be a scholarship guy down the road. I think his senior year, I think he was the best lineman on that state championship team. And there's some younger guys we're happy to keep that Bishop Manogue pipeline going. They've got some young guys that in the future that I think are going to come up through the ranks, and we're super excited to have Jackson. I think he comes from an awesome family, great program. Obviously, Coach Howard's done a tremendous job there, and we're excited to have another minor in the fold there. Mateo, that I think was the best offensive lineman or defensive lineman, honestly, in the Reno area. I mean, this guy could play on both sides of the line. I think Reed was probably the second best team, perhaps, in its classification. Obviously, they had to kind of run into Minogue twice, but this guy was the heart and soul of that offensive and defensive line. He's a tough kid, a local kid. I think he's going to be a great addition to the Union and be a guy that we can build a foundation on for years to come. Colin Banning from Spring Creek and Elko, another guy that I think was it was kind of one of those deals where it's like, hey, don't pass this guy up. Like, this is a really good player. Shoot, man, this guy had offers from UNLV and some other places, and I think immediately found a home here at Nevada when he took his trip. And I think he's actually going to be an early enrollee along with Carter and Carter. And so we'll get a jump start on him, not unlike what happened with Tyler last year. We got Tyler in early last year from Galena, and I think that really helped him to kind of acclimate to college. So, and then last but not least, all right, we got Kean Stack, long snapper. And we just graduated, I think, the best long snapper in the conference. I think Nick was a standout for us, very, very consistent player, and that's a very important position. And so we felt like, hey, we've got a guy in our own backyard that was kind of considered one of the top guys in the country at his position. He had offers for multiple Power 4 places, and we're fired up that he's going to be joining us. And to keep him home and to have a guy at that position that's so valuable that we didn't have to go far to find was a big-time deal.
We have that full 40-plus minute press conference as well as a player-by-player breakdown of the class over at NevadaSportsNet.com. Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, we're kicking it with Kobe. Nevada's new point guard isn't just strong on the court, but in the classroom and the kitchen too. Our wide-ranging sit-down chat is next.
Hi, I'm Lucia Gabino, and I'm from Nevada Swim and Dive, and I'm going to be answering 5 questions. My friends, like my people, I think that's my favorite thing about Reno. Krista Palmer. Dogs, for sure. I'm allergic to cats. Ocean. I'll say Mamma Mia.
Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, rolls on. I'm Mike Stephenson. After standing out at Cal Poly over 4 years as a Mustang but not stacking many wins, Kobe Sanders took his last season of college ball to the biggest little city. I recently got to learn more about the San Diego product and the Mountain West's preseason newcomer of the year.
Sanders, left of center, three-pointer is good.
I'm Kobe Sanders, Kobesanders.
Sanders driving in to Coleman.
Great job by Kobe Sanders.
All right, I have to ask you the origin of your name. Your name's Kobe. You better be able to do something with the rock, man. Tell me about how that came about.
It's a funny story. I'm actually not named after Kobe Bryant. I was named after the beef. So my parents had this restaurant called Kobe where they like to go in Palm Springs. My dad's a big Lakers fan, so it probably played a little bit of a role, but he tries to tell my mom it was based off the restaurant.
Right side, Kobe driving all the way.
My dad's from a small town called El Centro in California, and then my mom's actually from Minnesota. All her brothers played basketball.
I was a football player. I wanted to play. The boys that play football, Sarah's like, nope. As soon as they were born, she put a basketball in the crib, and the rest is history. She was their first coach.
I used to sleep under the bleachers in a little crib, so I grew up in the gym, loved the game. Early workouts, early in the morning with my dad.
Nevada trying to drive into it, and it's Sanders! Oh, baby! A two-handed jam to tie it up.
Going down. Kobe Sanders on Osamor.
Of course, there's a lot of talk about you being a 6'9" point guard, but you weren't always a larger point guard. Tell me about, in high school, your growth spurt and the transition, I guess, you made.
Yeah, so coming into high school, I was only 5'8", so my whole life, me and my brother were 2-point guards, so we always worked on ball handling and all that, and then each year I grew 2 to 3 inches, and by the senior year I was probably 6'6", and in college I was blessed to grow 3 more inches, so now I'm here.
So you end up 6'9" by your senior year, and of course the new transfer portal rules, you can spend your last year anywhere you want. What was it like to put yourself out there and have everyone come to you and try to get your talents?
It was crazy. A lot of research went into it. With your phone blowing up, you gotta sit down, you gotta remember, stay humble, stay grounded. remember where you came from, and then just taking the time to find the best fit.
Sounds like virtually the entire Mountain West wanted to bring you in, and you choose Nevada. Why?
Just with Steve Alford and Coach Noodles, it's hard to turn down two veteran coaches like that, and then just already seeing the pieces that they were returning in the winning culture and the pieces that they needed to fill in, I just felt like it was the best fit, and I think I made the best decision I could.
It's always about having a good fit, right? Go somewhere that is family-oriented, is going to be a good fit for you, and then trust your gut. We're very happy with the decision that we made, and we're glad to be a Pack.
Coleman slashes, dishes, left side three, Sanders!
Since a young age, my mom and my dad always been on me about school, so it's always meant a lot to me. And then coming out of high school, I had a 4.2 GPA, and then going to Cal Poly, the big sell for me was it's not a 4-year degree, it's a 40-year degree. So going there, having a good education from there, being a Kines major, having my degree from there means a lot to me.
The senior guard, 6'9", from San Diego, California, number 8,
Tell me about some of your off-the-court interests. First, cooking. What's your signature dish?
I have a couple. I'm a big grill guy, so I like making steak, and then I make a little zucchini with that and some potatoes, so I like that. And then I like to say my famous dish is my carne asada tacos.
You're also interested in photography. When did that passion come about, and just what's it like being behind the lens?
The passion started at a young age. My parents got me a camera for one of my Christmases, just a little camera. Didn't do too much, but then my freshman year of high school, I was part of the yearbook. I took pictures for the yearbook, so it's a little interesting fact about me. And just being behind the lens, I feel like that's a way I could put out my artistic side.
Do you have a best friend on the team?
Probably my roommate, Nick Davidson. Yeah.
I need to know more about the Kobe and Nick roommate dynamic now, though. I mean, who's doing the dishes? Who's cooking? Is someone complaining to the other? What's that like?
We work perfectly. Our apartment probably looks the best on the team, always clean.
Davidson finds Sanders. Sanders takes a three, and Sanders knocked it down. The transfer from Cal Poly. The biggest moments of his early Wolfpack career.
When it comes to the NCAA tournament, obviously there's sort of a hump to get over for this program. 2 years straight in the dance, 2 straight losses, including a really devastating one last year to Dayton.
The Dayton Flyers, down 17 in the second half, come all the way back and send Nevada home.
How much did you have conversations with some of the players about the sour taste in their mouths and how you can maybe help fix that?
I mean, we talk about it all the time. We try to flesh it, but we talk about the future and how we're going to make that next step, and it's the little things. And going from competitors to actual champions is the big difference in the locker room this year, and we're trying to do all the little things to make that next push.
Coleman finds Sanders, corner left three.
Oh! Obviously a lot of basketball left. What's your message to Wolfpack Nation as you guys really dive into this thing?
Just keep riding with us. Keep riding with us, and we're going to keep bringing home wins, and it's going to be an exciting year this year.
Our thanks to Kobe and his family for the time. That was a lot of fun. All right, coming up, we're wrapping a bow on this week's edition of Wolfpack All Access as we check in with women's hoops. That's next. Wolfpack All Access presented by Champion Chevrolet continues. After dropping 2 of 3 games at the Nugget Classic, Nevada women's basketball was back on the road this week, taking to Malibu for a Friday battle with the Pepperdine Waves. Our Nikki Pica has those highlights.
The Wolfpack starting 5 looking a little different with Kennedy Lee out. But the Wolfpack starting out strong. Imby Jones with a bucket to extend the Pack's lead to 5. Lexi Givens with a stellar first quarter, 7 points for the 5th year, then 9 points in the second, including this 3-ball. And she reaches 1,000 career points. Now Tori Davis fakes it from the arc, but takes it inside with the mid-range jumper. Now don't count Davis out. Givens to Davis, and she drains it. Nevada pushes its lead to 13, and Nevada's largest lead coming in the third at 15 points. But it's Pepperdine the rest of the way, not going down without a fight, going on a 13-0 run to cut the deficit to just 2 points. It's back and forth with only seconds left. Izzy Sullivan ties it up with 3 seconds left on the clock. This game goes into overtime, but the Wave pull out the big comeback win, and Nevada heads home with a heartbreaking loss, 60-58.
Thanks to Nikki. Nevada's next game is Saturday at home when the Pack welcomes Cal State East Bay. And the university wants to remind you to pack the stands for that, as well as Wednesday's men's game against South Dakota State. Tickets are just $20 and can be purchased at mynevadatickets.com or by calling 775-348-PACK. All right, that is it for Wolfpack All Access presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm Mike Stephenson saying so long, friends. We'll see you next time.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.